awaken in the afterglow of an Eagles Super Bowl championship. We will talk today about that and why it means so much to people. I'm Mike Missanelli. This is the Mike Missanelli Show. Welcome to the show. Bill Colarulo is here off a sensational new debut of Sirianni Love. We'll talk about that because he was getting ripped by some people out there for being called an idiot for doing something like that. But we will let's talk. Let's continue because the hottest athlete in the world right now happens to be the quarterback of the Eagles, Jalen Hurts. So I want to dig deep into Jalen Hurts. Now this is a guy. Until that last game, let's face it, until the Super Bowl performance, which was good, but the defense I thought really was the key in that game. But now he has absolutely taken off in stature with the people that follow football. And the headline I'm reading today, it says, his MVP performance removes any doubt that the Eagles have the quarterback. Now, I don't know if that was ever in question because they had paid him to be the quarterback. So whether you doubted him or not, he wasn't going to go anywhere. They weren't going to change the quarterback. But it is really interesting that he is getting all this praise now after being doubted by a lot of people. I mean, nobody thought he was a bad quarterback, but people thought he was like in the 8, 9, 10 area as far as quarterbacks in the NFL. Now he has zoomed way up the list, and he is in the top 3 from all indications. So here's my question. First of all, I think we're going too far. I really do. And it's not that I dislike Jalen Hurts. I think he's the quarterback. I'm satisfied with him being the quarterback, the franchise quarterback of the Eagles. But now we're talking about him like Hall of Fame. He's no question the best quarterback ever in Eagle history. Hall of Fame? Are we going a little too far with the Jalen Hurts praise? I'll go to you, Bill, because you're the one that suggested this last week, that he was on a Hall of Fame track. And I go, oh, hold on now. Hold on. I get it. He won a Super Bowl and he was in another one. But Hall of Fame right now? I don't know about that, brother. Come on.
Well, first of all, good morning, Michael.
Good morning to you.
Still championship week. We're still living in it, as you said. Mm-hmm. But you're right. I said last week before the Super Bowl that I thought Jalen Hurts was on a Hall of Fame trajectory. He's not there yet. If his career ended tomorrow, no, he's not in the Hall of Fame. But if you look at what Jalen Hurts has done, at only 26 years old, the guy is on a Hall of Fame trajectory. Let me give you some stats. First of all, since 2022, he has a .782 winning percentage. That's second to only Patrick Mahomes. He's had 4 playoff appearances in 4 years. He's won 6 playoff games already. There are only 2 quarterbacks who won more playoff games before their 27th birthday. Ben Roethlisberger, Patrick Mahomes. He's been in the Super Bowl twice. There are only 2 quarterbacks to go to 2 Super Bowls before their 27th birthday. Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger. He's a Super Bowl champion. He's a Super Bowl MVP. He's the 6th youngest Super Bowl MVP in franchise history behind Mahomes, Brady, Aikman, Namath, and Montana. His regular season career winning percentage is 7th best in NFL history. Since 2022, he's got the 2nd most total touchdowns, only to Josh Allen. And look at what he's done in big games, Mike. Super Bowl 57, the 2024 NFC Championship game they just had, Super Bowl 59. This guy is on a Hall of Fame trajectory, and you can't convince me otherwise.
Well, listen, I just think it's a little too early to talk about the Hall of Fame when it comes to Jalen Hurts. Now, first of all, you don't get my attention until you're in the 35,000 range of yards passing. Now, he'll probably get there, in which case I'll have this conversation. But how many quarterbacks that have won a Super Bowl or performed in a Super Bowl are not in the Hall of Fame? Are you telling me that every quarterback that's won a Super Bowl is in the Hall of Fame?
No, but that's why I said he's on the trajectory, because you would have to believe that at 26 years old, to have the level of success that he's already had, there's no reason to believe it doesn't continue.
You don't know that. We were questioning the guy all year about him not being able to throw the football. My God, what are we talking about here?
He wins at an unprecedented clip. Now, look, one of the things that I have questioned.
Listen, stop with the win, okay? I get that he's a winner. I get it. I don't want to come off like I'm ripping Jalen Hurts here, but you're going crazy on me here. And Ryan Clark did the same thing. In fact, I'd rather hear from Ryan Clark on this than Bill Colarulo, with no disrespect.
No disrespect.
He played in the league. But this is why I think Ryan Clark goes overboard. Play Ryan Clark here.
Jalen Hurts is off to the start of a future Hall of Fame career. Because there's two ways that quarterbacks get into the Hall of Fame, right? They're either so individually talented, have these astounding stats that their individual play and the fact that they allowed their teams to continue to be competitive gets them in. Or they're these very good players, these incredible leaders with the clutch genes that have these intangibles that show up in the biggest moment. Let me tell you a little something. Jalen Hurts is 46-20 as a quarterback in the regular season, 37-10 since 2022. He's 6-3 in the playoffs. He has 2 Pro Bowls, a second-team All-Pro, and he was second in MVP voting, and he's also now a Super Bowl MVP. So in his 5 years in the NFL, he's gone to 2 Super Bowls, which means he has two AFC championships, and he's won a Super Bowl. He's also outplayed the best quarterback of this era 2 times on the biggest stage. That's the start to a Hall of Fame career.
All right, he's saying the same thing you are.
Yes.
And his statistics were accurate. But I also think that his zeal in speaking that way is a clapback at all the people who have hated Jalen Hurts.
True.
I think they're motivated to clap back at him.
Well, I think that Jalen has earned the clap back. I think that people should be clapping back because you're right. We questioned some of his passing ability earlier in the season. See, one of the things that I have questioned about Jalen Hurts dating back to last season, and he answered this, wasn't his passing ability. It was his leadership style, if you want to call it that. Like we heard last year coming out, Jeff McClain did a report, the organization wants him to be a better leader.
You don't get to the Hall of Fame with leadership style.
Listen, you look at the stats and you look at the reports of them wanting him to be a better leader. We talked to Jay Glazer down on Radio Row saying that they had to go to his house at the bye and that he changed after that, connected with his teammates. So now you have a great leader. You have a guy who wins at an unprecedented clip. And when we say question his passing ability, do you know that his completion percentage in the Super Bowl is now the highest completion percentage in history? He's the most accurate passer in Super Bowl history.
I get the statistics. It's a very small sample size here. So when he gets to, like, Troy Aikman's in the Hall of Fame, how many rings does he have?
Was he got 3 or 4?
All right. His total of yards passing is low. You either need multiple Super Bowls. If you have a low total, you need multiple Super Bowls, or you need a really high total to get to the Hall of Fame.
All right, let me ask you this.
I just think you're going a little too overboard.
Let me ask you this.
What?
If Jalen Hurts has 4 more years like the 4 he already had and 1 more Super Bowl, is he a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
Okay, so he's on the trajectory.
Well,
he is on the trajectory. If you look at his first 4 seasons as a starter, and he duplicates that,
the trajectory he's going to win another Super Bowl? Like, how do you count on the trajectory that he's going to win another Super Bowl?
He's been there twice in 4 years. You got to think he's going to get there again.
He lost 1 and he won 1.
So, on the trajectory. Maybe he goes to 2 more and wins another one.
That's even. That's not a trajectory.
If he has 4 more years like we just saw,
all right, if
and he gets back to another Super Bowl.
4,000 yards, 4 more times, right? That would be 16,000 yards, and that puts him in the 35,000 area, right? And he would have 1 suppose he doesn't win another Super Bowl. He gets the 35,000 yards with 1 Super Bowl. Is he a Hall of Famer?
I think that you're too caught up on the passing yards, and you're ignoring.
No, look at the sample size.
Listen,
either you have to be Joe Namath's in the Hall of Fame, who should be in the Hall of Fame. Every other quarterback in the Hall of Fame is 40,000 plus yards or 35 area with multiple Super Bowls. Look at it.
But I think what you're ignoring that other quarterbacks don't have are also his rushing touchdowns added on to that. So if he has 4 more years with the amount of rushing touchdowns that he's gotten in his first 4 years as a starter,
push touchdowns.
It doesn't matter. Touchdowns are touchdowns, man.
Right. I can't believe that I'm actually arguing against him. I just think people are going a little